Hello, welcome. In this video I will go through how to write a very simple GenServer. Hopefully you read something somewhere about it and you're curious about, well, you just want to see an example of how it's done and what you can do with it. So this is like very basic, very basic. I already wrote what we're gonna write, so I'll just show you quickly what it can do. So let's jump into IEX and load the thing. It is in example.ex. So essentially it's a key value store. That's the KV here. So you load it like this. You get OK and a process ID by calling start link. And then you can set things. So we give it the PID and whatever key we want and some value, hello. And yeah, we can set another one, world. And of course we can get them out again with get. Yeah, and if we try to get something that isn't there, then we're gonna get null. So this is what we will build, very simple. Again, the point is not to build something complicated. In fact, the simpler the better. We just want to show you, or I just want to show you how it's done. Here we are in the same folder, and you can see the example file here, but we are going to build our own. We're going to call it store. So diff module store do end. And we're going to use the GenServer, otherwise nothing will work. The first thing we called, as you can see here, was start link. So we have to define that. Start link, and it doesn't take anything, at least for now. And then we're gonna, so start link is sort of, yeah, that's what you expect when you work with these things, that you call start link just to start this. So we're gonna call it start link with the module name. And then something here, can be anything, pretty much. But it needs to be something. This one takes two arguments. And then we need an init function that takes whatever we gave it here. So you can see it can actually come from StartLink. Like we can pass stuff into it from the beginning. I think that's why we need this. And what this returns is a tuple, OK tuple with OK, and whatever state we want to have internally here. So for us, we need a map to hold on to our values. And I'm just going to put IO puts, wait, init was called, so you can see that this was called. In fact, let's do it. C store.ex. And we're just going to call that, yeah, init was called. So now we have this process running somewhere, and it doesn't do anything. It cannot do anything right now. But so far, so good. The next thing, actually, we will take them in reverse order, and you'll see why. So we're going to build the get first. And for now, all it can do is return nil, because there will be nothing in the key. But we will implement it anyway. So def get, this takes a PID and whatever key that you want to look up. So GenServer call the PID with the with something. So with just one thing, and we will just give it the name of whatever function this is, and then the parameters as the next. Yeah, the next items in the tuple. And this is a very general pattern. So this is like the interface coming from outside. You call with the PID of the process that you want to call, and then arguments. And then you call inside, you call it GenServer call. And this is synchronous. And the reason it's synchronous is that we need to return a key. In a second, we're going to do it asynchronous, because setting a key doesn't have to be synchronous. You don't need to wait for the store to do its thing. In this case, a very simple thing, but you don't need to wait for the store or the process to do its thing. If you're just setting a key, you don't care about the return value. That's why we do get first. So in this case, we need to say handle call. We're handling this call, and then we pattern match on whatever we gave it here. So in this case, that's the get, and then some key. Sorry, I called it K here. Should be key. And then we get the process ID of whoever called. We don't care about that here. And then we get the state that this thing is holding on to. So in this case, the map here. So let's call that, we can call it state. Do end. So we want to return the value. So we need to get the value out, right? Map.get states key. And then we return OK. And then we return whatever value the caller should get. So that will be this one. And then the new state that we wish to hold on to. In this case, it's the same state. So we just return that. And we can say iu.puts handle get what's called. Okay, so this is it. I mean, for doing a synchronous call, we cannot really do anything. So I'm not going to bother showing you right now. Let's make the set first. So that takes a key and a value, and it will do cast. So cast is asynchronous. So you don't get a response whenever you're casting, or you get OK back if everything went well. Again, we do this with the PID and some tuple that, or yeah, some argument that goes into the handling key value. And then down here we say the handle, in this case, cast. And again, we set the key, the value, right? Whatever is up here. For casting, we don't get a process ID from whoever called because it's asynchronous. So by the time cast is being called, we may not know if this exists anymore or anything. That's the point of casting, right? That's the point of asynchronous. Like we don't know, we don't care. It just got in somehow. But we do get our state. And let's put something here. Handle set what's called. Okay, so now we do need a new state here. So let's make that new state. Map.put state.key, well, state key and the value. And oh, sorry, we're not returning OK here. We should be returning reply because we're replying with something. We're replying with the value. And I remember that because here we need to return with no reply and whatever the new state is. So no third or no second argument, I guess. Yeah, because we don't return anything. That's the whole point. So that's it. This is it. This is the whole GenServer. So let's try it out. So we redefine the module, maybe not surprising. We need the PID in this case. Start link. Yeah, you can see here init was called. Then we call a set with the PID. I don't know, hello world. And yeah, handle set was called and we get OK back. And we can hopefully get it out again. Hello. Handle get was called and we get world back. So that's it. That's how this works. Hopefully you got the point about handling the call and the cast. So casting, whenever we're calling set here, the return value is OK because we didn't break anything. I actually don't know if it always returns OK, or I guess it does. Maybe it means that it did find a matching handle handle cast. Maybe that's what the OK is referring to here, but we don't get any response. Whereas with the getting, we do. Let's just, for fun, let's do another one. Def say hello, PID. Do gen server call, PID say hello. And the way you would write this is, you can do it here, handle call, say hello, to, from state, reply, hello, state. So you end up with many of these handle call or handle casts, well, depending on how much your GenServer does. But yeah, it's just to show you, like, handle call and handle casts, and I think there's a handle info also. These are very general. You'll see those in every single GenServer, and so is init, I guess. You will always have one of these, and then you have start link, and then all of your functions. You can call it the interface of your GenServer. But yeah, that's it. Hope you learned something. Bye bye.